Standards are documents that provide requirements, specifications, guidelines, or characteristics that can be used consistently to ensure that materials, products, processes, and services are fit for their purpose. These standards range from common ones that are used worldwide and are so commonly used that they are just a part of life, to ones that have a couple of different ways that they are done or used around the world. One extremely useful such standard is the use of standard thread nut and bolt sizes. Within all workplaces, this standard has been adopted, and in some workplaces, this standard has been slightly refined to use a specific section of the standard. For example, using only metric nuts and bolts sized at a particular size, unless there is a maximum size or minimum strength requirement that needs to be met, or a pre-existing thread, which would be the only case where an imperial bolt or a bolt of a different size would be used. The purpose of having a standard thread on bolts and nuts is due to the Baltimore fire of 1904, during which a fire in Baltimore was so far out of control that other districts sent their fire trucks in an effort to help. However, to only find that their hoses could not connect to the fire hydrants as the couplings were of different thread types. This led to it taking over 30 hours to control the blaze, which left in its wake the destruction of 140 acres. To ensure that a disaster of that scale doesn't occur again due to a simple issue, during 1905 the National Fire Protection Association established a standard diameter and thread per inch to be used for hose couplings and fire hydrants. This standard was named the Baltimore Standard and is a national standard for fire hose couplings to this day. This then led to the development of the ISO 68 during 1973 standard for general purpose screw threads basic profile, and the general purpose metric screw threads under standards 261 and 262 during 1973 and 724 of 1993. For a generalized plan, selected sizes for screws, bolts and nuts, and basic dimensions respectively. The cost of implementation within the company is the cost price of purchasing the desired bolts and nuts. However, because this is an international standard, production lines have been formed which are able to effectively and cheaply mass-produce screws and bolts of a wide range of sizes according to the aforementioned standards. The benefits of implementing standard threads and bolt sizes is that it firstly removes the need of each company to carry tools to create threads and allows the workers to effectively use their time instead of having to manually cut threads every time they need to fasten parts. It also allows the cross-implementation of parts from multiple companies, which increases the potential uptake within the markets of the company's part and increases its worth, as it can be used within other applications with no need for special fasteners and thread cutting tools. A subsequent advantage is that as they are standardized and mass-produced, the quality of each thread is within reasonable limits compared to manually cutting threads where the quality depends on the skill of the worker. Summing up, it is now seen how important, diverse and integral standards are within not just our profession as engineers, but also our everyday lives, through the example of the humble thread, which quite literally holds our world together.